Hey, welcome back to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. Going to do a general message for whoever that lands on this video. We're going to see what Spirit wants you to know. Know that this is a shadow healing channel. We do look and see what your person feels about you, what they did do, what they're going to do, but we focus on the shadows, the spiritual blocks, your person's spiritual blocks, how that plays out karmically. So it gives you an opportunity to heal. So you can heal the effect of trauma. And trauma is psychological and emotional trauma that's not healed winds up becoming shadows, and these shadows are what blocks us from actually experiencing the life that we want to experience. So if you're someone that's familiar with shadow healing and you've been looking for a shadow healing coaching program, you definitely want to check out my description box because I have a shadow healing coaching program that incorporates inner child healing, shadow healing, reparenting, and all the healing modalities to heal the effects of trauma. For $7.99 a month, you can join my shadow healing coaching program. Never before has there been something that's so easy, accessible, that you can do it from your home and you can be consistent. Because healing the effects of trauma doesn't feel good. Healing doesn't feel good because we have to recondition ourselves. And we tend to be habitual. We tend to like to be we like familiarity. So changing is difficult. Not changing isn't just difficult because of that, but we really need to be present when we change because we don't realize a lot of things that we do and think it's just reactionary. It's just automatic. It's automatic behavior. The more that you think something, the more that you're going to think that. The more that you have a habit, the more that that habit tends to, again, become part of you when really our habits aren't part of us. Our thinking really, these things are external, but we tend to take them on as if they're part of us. And when you heal, you actually are shedding a lot of the behaviorisms and habits that are no longer serving you, or what it's actually keeping you stuck in a place of limitation. So when you're on your healing journey, you must do shadow healing in order to really reflect and dive deep into yourself, to understand yourself, and that enables you to make better choices within your life. That also enables you to incorporate things that are going to help you heal you in your life because we're also magnets of who and what come into our life. So when you don't heal, the same type of experiences play out, and those same types of experiences are considered as karmic themes. And so when we stay in a karmic theme for long periods of time, it becomes a karmic contract. And that karmic contract is mainly happening because we didn't learn the spiritual lesson. And learning the spiritual lesson isn't just having a new awareness of, oh, I know what I should have done, but I didn't do it. It's to have a whole new awareness, and then we implement the new behaviorisms, the new habits that allow us to see ourselves differently, to help us shape shift the situation into a reality that we want to experience. You are the alchemist of your life. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you must want to get a shadow reading. You must also like the video and subscribe to the channel and write the word in your comment bar. The word always comes from my Psychic Soul Healer Oracle deck, and the word is cruel. The word is cruel. You're going to write that word in your comment bar. And you'll know if I chose you if I wrote the word winner underneath. You just reach out to me through my email. I believe it's pureenergyhealer70@gmail.com. Figure out this day and time that works for both of us. And I will then just email you back the link to the actual live stream the day that we choose. So then you're not like wondering how you're going to get on. Because I always get that email like, oh, I won the reading, but I've never won before. Not on this channel, but on my Virgo channel. Now, if you're a Virgo, you definitely want to check out my Virgo channel. That channel is like really popping. I get a lot of people on it, where this channel, I don't really feel like is exposed. So if you see this video, please let me know. Please let me know something, give me some feedback. All right. Now, I'm feeling like cruel. That's also the word that we're going to open up your this video with. And the reason why is because they were their spirit, like where to start. And it's always the card of the day, the card that you put in the description box, because it's fresh on our mind. Why did you pick that card? Why is that your level of consciousness? And I feel like, well, we can't feel as if someone's cruel unless they are cruel, right? It's like we have to feel, and that it's also intentional, because cruel is something like, well, I'm deliberately going out of my way to make you feel bad. And I feel as if you're connected to someone that played that game with you, that they wanted to emotionally manipulate you to make you feel bad because, hey, that normally works. And I feel in the beginning you were so triggered by this person that you were like, I can't believe that they did this to me. I thought we had a better relationship. I thought we were something. And I feel like you were. It's that this person got triggered, and they don't like to go deep. They don't have deep relationships. They have surface relationships. They don't emotionally get caught up. And I feel like they got emotionally caught up with you. Now you might say, they didn't show me nothing. They didn't show. I feel like this person is not emotionally intelligent. I feel like they're not capable of showing you feelings. And so, and part of that, it's a choice, and it's also with their comfortability. I feel as if they don't like committed relationships, and they tend to like to go on the surface here for a good time, not for a long time. And um and it's because they're attractive, they're charismatic, and people tend to like that first impression, but they're that one hit wonder. Once you meet them again and again and again, as the more times that you know them, the less you like this person. So this person doesn't like who they are. It has nothing to do with you. So this is the energy there. Unfortunately, because cruel is a shadow, that means that person has a shadow, because people don't act cruel unless they have a spiritual block of their own, right? Hurt people hurt people. So the person that you have a connection to hurt you, but it's mainly because they hurt. So we're gonna start, even though like part of me is like, let's see why they're hurt. I want to see again the contradictory energy, if there is any, with this energy, by looking at the hidden truths, because just because a person's cruel to you doesn't mean that they don't like you. It's like, I feel like they liked you, is that I feel like they reacted to the way that they liked you in a way that was, again, a psychological reversal, like they got in their own way, that this is them when they get and so it might not even have been as intentional 100%. I feel what happens is that this person tends not to have a strong connection to people. That's their norm. They all of a sudden had a very strong spiritual connection to you, one that they've never had before. And they don't like that close type relationship because they don't like who they are. And because they don't like who they are, they perceive that you're eventually going to abandon them and not like them. So they don't would rather be that person that leaves. They would rather be the one that says, well, I'm the one that played you dirty. That's why you left me. So it's like you didn't leave me because I'm inadequate. You didn't leave me because you don't like me. You left me because I'm like I did this to you. So it's kind of like I will wait for a sign from you. See, so even though they played this game to you, was a sense that you would still come back, that the connection would be able to withstand the fact that they weren't nice, that they didn't give you any energy, that they made you feel alone. but I feel like they're still in their ego. Like I said, instead of coming and apologizing to you, they're sitting there waiting for a sign from you, which is also cruel because it's like you're not even capable of giving like an apology. You know what you did wrong. This person wants to come and talk to you. They don't want to seem vulnerable. They have an intimacy problem. Intimacy is based on trust. So that doesn't mean that it goes away just because they have this new realization that they were cruel to you. There's a sense of like, that's just what happens, like in relationships. And that's just what happens in toxic relationships, that I can treat you mean and I can treat you like crap and call you a bunch of names. And then 5 minutes later, we're going to go out to dinner and act like nothing's the matter. It's like this is how this person's used of operating, and I feel like they like didn't think that you were going to be that mad and walk away, that they thought that you would like understand. So it's a little distorted. And see, this is why we look. It's like we look to see what the real hidden truth is, and that is that they have strong feelings. And so, like I said, I feel like this person got in their own way. And I didn't feel like they were 100% aware of their behavior when they acted. I feel like they, overcompensated in the fact of feeling lack. They try to make themselves feel more important by not giving you any time, by acting really busy, by, diminishing the importance of this connection. I wish I could take back my words. Yeah. So, like I said, I feel like that they, said things because they got triggered. And they got triggered not really because of what you did, but because of their past relationships. And I feel like you did, question them. You did try to talk to them about it. And the more that you would try to talk to them about it, the more that they would shut down, the more that they would minimize their connection to you. And that's why it was cruel, because on an emotional level, this person like messed with you. I hid who I really am from you. Yeah, it's like because this person doesn't like who they are. Like I said, they create a facade. They create a facade to make you perceive that they were, more important, more desirable, more successful, busier. If I give you less and I don't let you come up close, you see how desirable I am. Well, then it's again, you're going to fall in love with that version of me, but that's not really who they are. And we can see why you would see that it was cruel, because this person like is like has feelings, but they're deliberately making sure that you view everything, but they're really distorted in the way that they think, because it's almost like, well, now you're going to fight for me. Now I'm going to sit here and wait for a sign from you. Like you're going to come back and like try and fix this and try and be, and they like that's when they're dealing with low vibe people. You speak to me through music. So they try to get you off their mind, I feel like it, but it's again that it weighs heavy on them what they did, first of all. Second of all, they miss you. And so it's not like they're seeing that this uh even though that they were cruel, that they're going to walk away. I feel like they're not walking away. I feel like that they can't walk away, that's why they sit there, but they don't move towards you out of pride, out of ego. There's something I am hiding from you. Yeah, I feel like this person's like doesn't really feel as if they have an identity. They're not really strong within themselves. I feel like they have people around them that make them feel strong, that they perceive that they're strong through their outside things, like the job that they have, the house that they live in, the car that they drive, like outside things, but they're not strong within who they are. And that's because of the relationships that they have. So they don't really trust who they are because they're the main equation in all their relationships. So this is why they try to overcompensate and undercompensate. That's why that's not really who they are. That's how they wanted you to perceive that they are. And that was before they really realized that they had deep feelings. Now that you're not in their life, they're like reflecting and they're seeing how cool they were. And they're like, well, how am I really going to go back? Like I'm a first class ass. Like I'm going to go back and show you now that makes me feel even less than. Like almost like they wish that they could bump into you. They wish like again that you throw them a sign so that that they wouldn't have to be so vulnerable. But they know that you're not going to reach out to them. I am faced with the constant reminders of you. Again, here it is with this person again. The more that they try not to think about you, the more that they think about you. And part of it's guilt, and part of it is I miss you, and part of it is I just want to talk to you, but I don't even know what to say. Like they just almost feel like that you're their soulmate, that if you see them, that maybe there'll be this chemistry, like if you've been apart for a little while, that you miss them so much that you'll overlook that. They don't know. This person is not, like I said, experienced in this. And again, the deep feelings that they have for you really make them overstimulated. And this is why they behave the way that they do. But um, passion and desire, it's again, so they feel like you're supposed to be in their life. It's again right there. The more that I try not to think about you, the more that I think about you, and I can't not think about you. And it's like, and so they're confronted now with I have to go back and explain myself. And so they're a little afraid like you're gonna not really understand or like them, or they don't even know what to say. I'm focused on my career and finances right now because I don't want to struggle again. I'm afraid to share that. So at one point that this person didn't have a lot of money. And I feel as if that they grew up without money and they watched struggle. And then for a little while, they also struggled with money while they were creating themselves. And then, like I said, I feel like they've gotten into a few bad relationships, which is what had made them become very like surface here for a good time, not for a long time, not really forming any feelings or emotions like before, like the relationships that they had that hurt them, they let in because of passion. And that's because they were young and they, feel that they gave that person too much. With you, this is not just about passion, is what they're realizing. And so they're also wanting to make sure that they come in and that they're balanced and have money and not, you know, uh, recreate the same type of experience that they grew up in, where there's, very little money, because this is why a person doesn't really feel good about themselves. If this comes from their childhood, and also from the relationships the few relationships that traumatized them in the beginning. And I feel like those relationships took them for a ride financially, took them for a ride because your person invested a lot into them. So there's a sense of, I'm not strong within myself. It's like I'm still trying to rebuild myself. And on top of it, it's like, I don't want to struggle again. It's like I don't know you well enough, and they don't, because they haven't let you come get that close to them. So even though they have feelings for you, what I see here is that there's passion, there's desire. They can't stop talking, thinking about you. But what prevents them from coming towards you is the fact of, I don't want to get back into another relationship where I lose my money. Like it takes a lot. I'm sorry I betrayed your trust. I turned my back on you when you needed me the most. And I feel as if it's like your person had feelings for you. It's like not that they didn't, but it's like I said, deep feelings for you. But anything that was going to create like deeper intimacy, like they couldn't handle, because they already have such tense feelings for you, where they express their feelings through like being sexual, through being very physical. They are not good on an emotional level. And so they have intimacy issues, and that has nothing to do with sex. It's that the thing is, they didn't give you time and effort and energy because they already had these deep feelings for you, the spiritual feelings that they've never had before, which is so overstimulating. So if they're going to get like be there for you through difficult times, hard times, well, then they're going to want to be with you all the time because it's this person's not balanced. It's like they went from being cruel and like not giving you anything to possibly wanting to own you because they're not balanced. So, and this is what they're saying. They say, well, every relationship I've tended to get into, I don't get close because when I get too close, it's like I can take on that person's energy and overgive. So I didn't want to be vulnerable. I'm already vulnerable with you because I have this spiritual energy with you. I have this spiritual connection. So if I would give you actually time and effort and energy, like I would be married to you like a day later instead of the other people that I've dated that I never had a spiritual connection with. And it might have been passion and lust, but it was like, I got in close to them. It was sexual. And then those people were coming from a lower vibration. I was coming from a lower vibration. It was just based on lust, but I was taken for a ride. I was hurt a lot of times. So because of that, I wasn't there for you. So, and I do feel like you went through a lot of things that this person was not there for you. And they know that there's shit to pay for that. It's like, but they prevented doing it because, like I said, they just felt like the relationship would have gotten like grown on a life of its own, and they were not ready for that. They weren't ready for that, mainly because I feel like they were also building up their finances and they wanted to be focused on that. It was like a dream come true when we met. I never wanted that passion to end. You rock my world. So, like I said, it's that. It's like it's a spiritual connection. Like they know you're supposed to be in their life. They were not ready when they met you. And so, and it was almost like it was so much right away. And so they know that they were avoidable and they know that they were cruel. One more just from this death. You are my best friend and I hurt you. I didn't know what I was doing. Can you ever forgive me? This person wants forgiveness. This person wants forgiveness. It's like, and you may be like, they're not really my best friend. I feel like this person doesn't have good relationships. And when you were in their life, you did talk to them and you were honest with them and you did want their best interest at hand and you did look out for them. They didn't appreciate the relationship. It's like, but because they were too busy focused on what you might do to them, how you might hurt them. And that's really why, but not because they didn't have feelings, not because they didn't want that. It's because of whatever. So we need to say, well, what are your inner child wounds? Why would you attract a person like this into your life? And also, a lot of times when you're dealing with a person that is triggering you, and they did because they were cruel, they didn't give you any time. And it was, again, nevertheless, it's because they had such strong feelings for you, but it doesn't matter. It's so cruel and hurtful to for you to sit there and watch them give time and effort to like other people that they didn't even have like a real connection to, and they know that. So that's why I'm saying they didn't want to lose themselves in the relationship, but we have to say, okay, well, why did you attract a person like this into your life? Because when you know what your inner child wounds are and you're able to integrate them, you'll heal that element of why this person came into your life. Why did this person come into your life? Why did you attract them? And so number one is truth, to know your truth. It's again, know your worth. And I feel like you knew your worth. You were being challenged again, karmic. This person was like, well, if I can breadcrumb you and you'll fight for me, and if I again then you'll give me what I want without me having to give you anything. I don't need to be vulnerable. That's number one. So I believe that it was karmic because that's why they acted cruel. They never really intended to give you anything. They knew who you were. They were like, I don't really want to get caught up in this type of relationship. And then it's also to be like, not give this person anything at all of you, to know your truth, to know your worth. And that's why, like you did, because not by not putting up with this, you leaving this person's life and being true to yourself. That's why they're like, can you ever forgive me? That's why I feel like it was karmic. It's like, I know my truth. I know what I'm worth. I know what I want. And you're not doing either one of those things. You're not respecting me and you're not doing what I want. And so disassociation, growing up with somebody that again was emotionally not there. So you could also then have a little disassociation, which is when we emotionally don't know 100% what we want, when we've gone through an experience and it's almost like we're watching somebody else. It's like we're watching ourselves, but there's no emotion towards it. So it almost feels as if it's someone else. So what this is saying is it's traumatic to you because you had a parent that didn't get, that was cruel to you, someone that loved you, but that was cruel to you. And so by you choosing yourself and living your truth, you actually um, challenge this person because first of all, they didn't realize the depth. They realized the depth of this connection, but they thought that you were going to react differently. You challenged them. If you would have not challenged them, you would have wound up in the same karmic cycle, which is like you would have wound up in a karmic cycle with this person of like it wouldn't have been good because they betrayed you and they didn't have a problem betraying you. You know, they didn't have a problem doing that because they didn't value the connection. They didn't want to value the connection. They wanted to like limit it, have you perceive that it wasn't as important to them as it really was, in hopes that you would give them more, in hopes that again, and that's very traumatic, by the way, when you feel a real deep love and someone is again showing you the exact opposite, which is what they did. It's like, and that might have been that you grew up with a parent, like I said, a narcissistic parent that loves you, but their actions are cruel. What Spirit's saying is you get that trauma again until you heal it. Now, what you did do is you did heal it. Were you healing? You were healing dissociation of like not really watching it, but by integrating it, by saying, no, like you came into my life, you weren't kind. You weren't, I'm not just watching it. It's like I left. I embodied that feeling. I didn't like it. So, which that's what we normally have to do when we tend to go through an experience that's traumatic. We don't want to feel the experience because, again, that's what we're afraid that we're going to get stuck in that experience. That's not what you did here. You, again, of saw what they did. They treated you bad. You felt that experience, which is what you had to do to heal disassociation. And that was to be like, wait a minute, I'm living my truth. I want to live my truth. I'm not going to undervalue myself. I'm going to feel this, but it did bring me back to a time. This is you, bring me back to a time of trauma, of when I wasn't loved, where I wasn't, again, appreciated by a parent, by a family figure that was important to me that really should have showed me love. What Spirit says is not everybody loves the same way. And that's why, again, we get these experiences to see that People could love, but they have gone through trauma, which makes them form the behaviorisms that block them from being able to accept love, to be able to give love. And that's what we see here. Your person has love for you. They want to come back. They want to talk to you. They want forgiveness. They want some sort of compassion from you because they were cruel. But they're still, like I said, they're driven by desire. They don't, I feel like they're working through figuring out how to come back into your life. So they are, this relationship at the least, I can say, has pushed them into a place of healing themselves, have made them look at their own behavior because they never expected you to walk away from them, but they want to fix and repair the relationship now. And I like that, the fact that they've also learned to integrate it. So we'll ask Spirit, what do we need to do to balance out this energy? Because understand, some of you guys are going to take this person back, and some of you guys are not. Because I do believe eventually they'll be making their way back to you. And like I said, with changed behavior, but that's because you were true to yourself. And so, and by the way, when you are true to yourself and you relive a karmic theme and you see a different outcome, well, that inevitably is what allows you to heal the disassociation, because you're going through the experience, you're actually embodying new experience, which I think is really cool. Goodness, I overcome my imperfections, polish my character, and I feed on my positivity. Thus, I free myself, allow the goodness to manifest and become a source of joy. Through gentleness, I offer unconditional support, understanding, and love to myself and others. So it's again what Spirit's saying is like it's not one or the other with this person, because they are a soulmate. It's again because they felt that experience, you felt this, that's why it was cruel, because you're like, why would someone that loves me treat me like shit? This is the same as the energy that I had growing up. When Spirit says, so that you would integrate it, to realize that that their behavior has nothing to do with you. The way that you respond to it should be with goodness. It doesn't mean you need to take them back 100%. What it means is if you still have feelings for this person, it's not all or nothing. It's to find your balance. Be a friend. Be a positive force. Work on yourself continuously. It's like continue to heal yourself, but that this person came into your life to help you heal, to help you see a different version of yourself, and also mainly to help heal this person, the person that's connected to you, because it was due to their bad behavior that made them not have a good outcome. And now it's again me. I allow serenity to regain in me. The love I have for myself invites harmony to settle within my being. I listen to honor and strive to fill the needs of my soul. So it's again made you again bring the energy back to yourself, which is if you had a parent that didn't love you or didn't treat you nice, they treated you cruel, and now you're attracted person that kind of did the same thing, treated you cruel when they were supposed to love you and support you. Well, Spirit's saying is don't be codependent, don't be needy, give yourself the love, give yourself the energy. It's not about a relationship with this person, it's about still healing yourself, giving yourself what you need, but know that you passed this test, because again, this would have been karmic if you were, they realized what has happened. They're changing. You can balance out the energy if you want to be friends with this person, because relationships are something that happen over time. And it's not, wouldn't be a slow thing. Like you said, it's share your goodness, but like still continue to polish up your character and still like feed on your positivity and feed your soul the things that you need, because most likely this person is not really going to be able to do it for you. Emotionally, they weren't intelligent. That's not their strength. However, they could definitely be bringing other gifts into your life. Our soulmates do. They tend to have gifts where we don't. They tend to contribute. It's just in this particular story, it's like you pass the karmic test, they're forced to look and do some healing on themselves and be faced with the karmic uh, thing of losing you until they actually surrender their ego to apologize, to change. So they, like I said, they know that they're going to do it. We just don't know when. And I'm just going to leave it there because really this was the focus on the trauma and how they felt and what happened and why they felt and what you needed to do. Why did you attract this into your life? Why would you attract a person that doesn't give love to you, but you have this strong connection too, that they should, that you know that you have a strong connection, that you have a spiritual connection. And in this story, it was because people have wounds and they don't respond to those wounds. Again, those wounds are what blocks us from manifesting, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to leave that there. Let me know how you resonated with this, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.